Have you ever had that moment where your baby reaches for someone else and it hurts a little more than you expected? You don't react, you don't say anything, but inside, there's this quiet feeling you can't really explain. You're there every day, feeding them, holding them, trying to understand every small sound they make. And still, sometimes, it feels like you're not the one they choose. And that thought, why not me? It lingers longer than you'd like. And the truth is, almost every parent feels this at some point. It just doesn't get talked about. Because it sounds small when you say it out loud. But when you're in it, it doesn't feel small at all. It feels personal, like something is being measured and somehow you're falling short. But babies don't see love the way we do. They don't compare people. They don't rank who matters more. Their world isn't built like that yet. What looks like preference is usually something much quieter than that, something you can't always see. Babies move toward the person who helps them feel safe in that moment, not the person they love more, not the better parent, just the one their body can settle with right then. And that can change throughout the day, through different phases, depending on what they're feeling. Hunger, tiredness, overstimulation, even small things we don't notice. All of it affects who they reach for. So when your baby calms down instantly in someone else's arms or cries when you take them back, it can feel like rejection, but it isn't. It's just their body trying to find balance in that moment. They're not choosing between you. They're responding to what they need. And here's the part that feels almost backwards. The parent a baby feels safest with isn't always the one they're calmest with. It's often the one they cry more with, the one they cling to, the one they seem hardest to settle with sometimes. Because with that person, they don't have to hold anything in. They can let everything out. We expect love to look peaceful, but for babies, it often looks like release. They take in so much all day. New sounds, new faces, new sensations. And when they're finally with the person they feel safest with, it all comes out. The tears, the frustration, the need to be held without pause. So it might look like they prefer someone else, someone they smile more with, someone they seem easier around. But ease doesn't always mean deeper connection. Sometimes it just means they're not fully letting go yet. Over time, patterns start to form too. One parent might be the one who soothes during hard moments. The other might be the one who plays, who brings energy, who makes them laugh. And slowly, the baby begins to associate each person with a different kind of feeling. So when they're overwhelmed, they reach for the one who has helped them regulate before. Not because they love them more, but because their body remembers that safety. But none of this is fixed. It changes. A lot more than it feels like it will. A baby who reaches for someone else today may reach for you tomorrow in a way that feels completely different. Growth shifts things. Their needs change, and so does the way they connect. Underneath all of this, something much deeper is happening. Your baby is learning what safety feels like in the world. Not through big moments, but through small, repeated ones. Being picked up when they cry, being held when they're unsure, being responded to again and again. And they don't need just one perfect person for that. They build that sense of safety from everyone around them. Each person adds something different, a different rhythm, a different tone, a different way of being there, and all of it matters. So if it ever feels like your baby prefers someone else, pause for a second, not to question your place, but to understand what might actually be happening. Maybe they feel safe enough with you to show their hardest emotions. Maybe they're still learning how to settle with you in certain moments. Maybe they're just in a phase that will pass before you even notice it's gone. Because your bond isn't built in one moment. It builds quietly, in the way you keep showing up, in the way your voice becomes familiar, in the way your presence slowly becomes something they don't even have to think about anymore. And one day, it will feel different. Not louder, not more obvious, just steady. The way they rest into you without resistance. the way they turn to you without thinking, the way being with you feels natural to them. Not because you became better, but because the connection was always growing, even when you couldn't see it. Subscribe for more videos.